Hello guys, welcome back to another video in our channel. Welcome back to another analysis as we look to preview Chelsea versus Everton. Such an interesting game, such an interesting fixture, blockbuster fixture. And it's going to be an interesting game of football. Chelsea are winless in their last three games, and we can even see the way Maresca has looked to select lineup for Chelsea, and it's quite interesting. It's quite interesting. There is a lot to actually talk about. There is a lot to preview with regards to how Chelsea are looking to play today. And the lineup is he's really gone strong with the lineup. But again, I'm still asking myself this question: what did Estevao actually do to Enzo Maresca? I really don't understand this. You don't utilize him at all during the weekday. Then when it comes to a crucial match today, you still bench him. So I really do not understand what Estevao has done to Maresca to deserve this kind of treatment, because I generally expect that that as a manager you are going to be a bit lenient with a young player. I don't know if it is what Estevao did against Leeds, where he actually made that he gave out that attitude that he appeared disrespectful, because since that day Maresca has really punished Estevao. Estevao Williams is nowhere to be seen. So the lineup goes Sanchez, Gusto, Fofana, Chaloba, Cucurella, Rhys James, Enzo, Neto, Palma, Garnacho, and João Pedro. So as we have always known, and as something that we've even had panelists talking about, is like probably Maresca has his favorites, because you cannot tell me that you bench Estevao in the Champions League game, deny him any opportunity, do not even deny him the opportunity to come on and have 7 defenders on the pitch. Then today, you even do not allow him to play a match of football. And from what I've heard is that Estevao is a very young player. He's very disciplined. He's very respectful. But the way in which the manager is somehow treating him, to me, does not really sit right. I really hoped that I will be able to see Estevao and Cole Palmer looking to link up today, but that is not the vibe that I'm getting in this game. I am not getting a manager who trusts Estevao. I do not get a manager who believes that Estevao has what it takes to actually offer something tangible to Chelsea. What I see is just a manager who is quite conservative with the way he's looking to utilize Estevao. So if you are joining us, I welcome you. You can say hello. If you are watching us, like this video so that we are able to get more people to actually join. I would also appreciate to hear your comments. And before we even start, leave your comments in the comment section area below. Like this video if you're new. Subscribe before we introduce the panelists. And let's go. So hello guys, and welcome back to another video in our channel, and welcome back to another live stream. And in this live stream we are going to do a preview of Chelsea versus Everton, a crucial game. Maresca did not give off such a confidence response when he was asked about Chelsea versus Everton. He tried to just beat around the bush, talking about if probably Chelsea are able to win this game. it's very difficult in the Premier League when you are not in a winning streak, because what happens is that before you get back to a winning streak, you really suffer a lot, because a lot of teams come with that energy. They come with that belief that they can always get something out of you. And that has been what Chelsea have been through in the last 3 games. Some games I can talk about naivety when it comes to lineup selection, naivety when it comes to substitutions. And today we are seeing now the manager going back to basics. He was asked a simple question: are we going to see Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez playing in their preferred positions? What has happened to players like Andre Santos? What is happening with Estevao? What is happening with players like Facundo Bonanote, Jorel Hato? What is really happening? Has Maresca's tinkering? Because this clearly shows that there are some key players that Maresca trusts. He trusts Rhys James. He trusts Gusto, who I think is literally ineffective in attack. He trusts a player like Fernandez. That's why he plays him a lot of times. He trusts João Pedro despite his appalling off the ball contributions and his poor hold up and link up play. So it's either he has his favorites, or what we have seen when he has decided to give other members of the squad the opportunity, it has not worked well and he has failed to trust them. One key player was Andre Santos, put up a resounding beautiful performance up against Burnley, but in that Leeds game was enough to see Andre Santos bashed out of the team. So let's directly look at the lineup. So in goal, it has gone to what I expected. And Robert Sanchez has started in goal. Gusto is back at right back, and it's been super impressive to see how Maresca is heavily reliant on Malo Gusto. I didn't expect a manager to be super reliant on Gusto like this, despite his poor attacking contributions. Fofana and Chalobah, Maresca has talked about them being his main centre-back partnership. Both of them are contributing immensely for Enzo Maresca. They are keeping a lot of clean sheets together. They're able to retain the ball better together. They are fast enough, and they're able to take care of business in that back line. Cucurella starts in that wide area alongside Malo Gusto. I think that is a very, very interesting thing to actually see. Then we move on to the midfield, where we are seeing James and Enzo Fernandez. So we have Rhys James and Enzo Fernandez. Both of them are in that midfield position. And you can clearly see how Maresca heavily relies upon Rhys James, because so far we are starting to see him even being bold enough to play Rhys James in almost 3 times in a week. Played in the Champions League, played in the... And this came about because of that red card from Moises Caicedo. At least Caicedo played in midweek, but that red card has really affected us. I think if we probably don't have that red card, I think he rests Rhys James, or he plays Rhys James at right back, where I believe Rhys James is super important. Fernandez plays in midfield. Neto, Palma, Garnacho, and João Pedro. And Neto has been one of Chelsea's most contributing players in attack. Garnacho down the left, João Pedro and Cole Palmer, who makes a start. And I even saw it in the Instagram post. If you're watching us, again, I kindly ask you, please like the video and leave a comment where you're watching us. We are here to engage. So we saw Cole Palmer actually talking about him returning and how he's glad to actually return and play back to Stamford Bridge, because he's really not played in the Stamford Bridge since he came back from injury. Then we move on to the next part, which is the bench. Jorgensen, Tosin Adrabayo, Benoit Badiashile, Jorel Hato, Josh Achimpong, Andre Santos, Gittens, Estevao Williams, and Gu. So what I'm seeing is that I'm seeing 3 center-backs. I am seeing 1 defensive midfielder and 3 attackers. In fact, I'm seeing 4, because even Hato is also an extra player. So I'm asking myself, where are the young lads like Tyreek George? I'm not able to see Tyreek George. I'm not able to see Bonanote. So I really do not understand how Maresca is really looking to even pick his substitution bench. And what is this that Estevao did? Because it's like Maresca is really, really not giving him this team. This is actually our strongest 11 right now. But I'm scared of Enzo in midfield with only Rhys James covering him defensively. Yeah, Enzo has looked very lethargic when it comes to without possession, and that can be associated with the lack of rest that he has gotten and the lack of time that he has gotten to actually even even get that opportunity to express himself in the game. It has also led to a decline in terms of his overall productivity. So I want us to move into the other lineup, which is Everton. So are we going to see a masterclass from are we able to see a masterclass from Pickford? So Pickford starts in goal. O'Brien, Tarkowski, Moishkin, Mikalenko, Ghana, Diaye, Dewsbury Hall, Grealish, and Barry. So the return of Idrissa Ghana indicates that they are probably going to go with a more defensive kind of team, and it's going to see Dewsbury Hall coming in. So let me just share how I think both teams are looking to match one another in this setup. So this is the setup that we expect. This is how we're expecting both teams to match each other when it comes to the overall positioning of both teams. Interesting. This is quite interesting because, yeah, this is how we expect both of them to match up. So it's a 4-2-3-1 for Chelsea. It's a 4-2-3-1 for Everton FC. And it's super crucial because I do think that Everton will be slightly conservative. I've even did that in my preview. I think Everton will be slightly conservative in the way they look to press. They don't want to give out too much space in behind. Neither do they want to commit so many players forward. I think they want to be much more conservative. They do understand that they've had success against Chelsea. They have seen teams having success against Chelsea when they have decided to sit in deep, well-organized low blocks. So with Chelsea, I think the first phase of play might be quite easy to beat when it comes to actually looking at the way Chelsea will look to play from the back. So I think the first phase is quite easy to beat. Now, this is where I think Chelsea need to be super, super creative when it comes to their press. So I've always ensure that you have a +1. So if they are going to use only one solitary presser and one midfielder to look to pick one midfielder while the other looks to cover all Chelsea's three midfielders, then having Chalobah and Fofana deeper is way important, and just pushing Gusto and Kukurea deeper, because this one automatically drags both wingers out of position. And once you're in this situation, then you can have a center back who's able to carry the ball, join into that midfield, draw in a presser, then free the ball to be played to other midfielders. That is usually the recommended way of trying to beat these kinds of teams. It's generally using your numerical superiority in attack when they are looking to try and defend in that 4-2-3-1. Alternatively, is Chelsea moving into a more aggressive approach? I want to see Palmer occupying this position. This is what Maresca was even asked in that press conference. Where will Palmer play? We want to see Palmer occupying this position, looking to combine with Neto, looking to make runs here, looking to have Neto receive the ball, looking to make runs here, looking to drop here and receive the ball directly from the center back. These are some of the things that I do expect Cole Palmer to offer to Chelsea today. And once he looks to push to occupy this position, then we can have Fernandes pushing to occupy this other position. so that even if the two midfielders, Ghana, because this also is Idrissa Ghana, if both Ghanas decide to sit on them, then this might free up players like Gusto or Cucurella to also come in that midfield. Maresca should also try to experiment to try and use two midfielders when it comes to actually trying to stop his team from actually conceding goals in certain areas of the pitch. So I think that is generally the way Chelsea are looking to try and play this game. They are looking to try and get the best out of the opposition team and trying to get the best and actually capitalizing on their opportunity. So the role of these two players will be super crucial. The role of these two players, Gusto and Rhys James, super crucial, super crucial. Either they can choose to invert in midfield, dragging these players in field like this, dragging the likes of Grealish and Diaye in field, and then opening up space for players like Gusto to receive the ball, drag in a fullback, and then have players like Cole Palmer looking to attack. That is one way of looking at this. Or they can choose to start out wide, stretching and pulling out players like Ndiaye and Kukure and Grealish out, then looking to drop momentarily to pick the ball in this scenario, dragging midfielders, and then looking to isolate their wingers 1v1 with the opposition fullbacks. I think those are the two types of things that I expect them to do. So what do I think? Because I probably don't think that there's a lot of panels here. What do I think? I think that's a strong lineup. I think Maresca has decided to go really strong, and I expect probably Chelsea might gain some minor successes in this. So I'm really looking to have questions from you. I'm looking to have questions from you, comments from you, to try and address this issue. But what I'm saying is that the game today will be won with where Maresca looks to position his most crucial and important players. That is where the game will be played. And where Maresca looks to position his crucial fullbacks, that is where the game is going to be played, to be won and lost. If he chooses to have Palmer and Enzo playing in their strongest position, then he's more likely to get the best out of them. But if he chooses the alternative, then questions shall and will be asked of Maresca. I think that is my view and my opinion on that. So we move on to the predictions. Yeah, it's super important. If Chelsea can keep a clean sheet, well and good. If they cannot, lots and lots of questions. But the Bournemouth game was a step in the right direction. If you cannot win, don't lose, and the clean sheet was also super important. So once again, thank you for watching. I have not had any panelists today, so thank you for watching, and see you after the game. Thank you.